The homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Oh, is that me? Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. Oh, maybe it's not my house. Maybe it's not Roger's house at all. Roger always knew if he were attacked, it would happen on a walk from his car to his home. So he readied his house key before stepping out of a vehicle, keeping it ready as he walked to the trunk of his car. He hangs his groceries from his wrists, keeping his fingers free to open the front door without fumbling. Oh yeah, he's doing it in one shot as well. As Roger makes his way back to the porch, his eyes start darting. Well,
hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Between the house's corners. He'd read about a young woman being ambushed in her driveway the week before. He tries to put it out of his mind by counting how many steps it takes him to reach the front door. But he can't stop listening for the sound of someone rushing toward him. Well, you don't need to listen, do you? Just use your eyes. I mean, you can clearly see if someone's near your house or not. I mean, you've got a very large house as well. I'm sure you've got quite a large driveway. You'll definitely be able to see someone. You've got a massive building over here called Shed. Very nice. There is a gentle breeze and the white noise of distant traffic. Roger assures himself he is right to remain vigilant. It only takes a split second for someone to get the drop on you. Steady with the key now, smooth is fast. Roger's key slides in on the first try. Nailed it. It won't turn. Roger removes his key and inspects it. It's engraved with a large H. Definitely the correct key. I like the idea that he's got his keys labelled H for house, C for car. Roger tries the key again. Locked, jammed, broken, maybe? Roger takes a step away from the door and scans the area for suspicious persons. He sees no one. He releases his grasp on the key and leaves it in the lock. He drops his grocery bags on the porch. He tries furiously to turn, pull and push on the key and door handle every which way, without success. Roger hears something inside. A shadow passes by the window. It looks like someone's silhouette through the curtain. Roger pounds on the door. Open up, this instant, the police are en route. The door unlocks from the inside. Can I help you? You could start by getting out of my house. This house does not belong to you. Check the deed, lady. A deed is only a piece of paper. One that proves this house is my property. Personal property is a social construct. Those who inhabit a space own it. Right, we're faced with our first decision, so we can let her have the house or we can take your house back. I mean, I saved for months and years to get the deposit to purchase this property. It cost me £700,000 because it's a massive house in Suffolk. And I will not allow this lady to simply take it from me. So I will be taking this house back. Okay, kind of regretted my decision now. I have a rotisserie chicken cooling off out here. I'll be eating it in my dining room before it's room temperature. What an odd way to make your stand. The homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Oh, is that me? Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. Oh, maybe it's not my house. Maybe it's not Roger's house at all. He presses his face into the gap his foot provides. I don't think you heard me. Roger shoulders the door wide open. Kind of regretting this. The homeowner is knocked back into the kitchen. You forgot your chicken. Oh. I mean, the whole point of this is to get the chicken, to be fair. Maybe we should stand our ground. You know what, let's go get the chicken. We mentioned it. We want to eat this bad boy tonight. Roger turns around to collect his groceries. You see someone analogous to...
Excuse me, sorry, do you speak English?
No, I don't, sorry.
Oh. My car's broken down and I wondered if you could tell me where to find a garage.
Well, you know, that's wasted on me. I don't understand what you're saying.
You don't speak any English at all?
Not a word, no.
He sees someone analogous to the homeowner devouring his rotisserie chicken. That motherfucker! Someone is eating my chicken! The homeowner behind Roger grabs a paring knife. Oh shit, that's a very sharp knife. The homeowner clamps a hand over Roger's mouth and shoves the blade into his back. Fuck! A muffled gasp. Oh god. The knife forces the air from Roger's lungs. Jesus. He paws helplessly at the homeowner's arm. Roger's vision narrows and blurs. How many stabs? Oh dear. He tries to bite the homeowner to break free. Her hand remains firmly clamped over his mouth. He can taste the tang of her blood with an unexpected acidity. The homeowner gently lowers Roger to the floor. Roger tries to get up, but grows weaker as blood pumps through his heart and out his back. Oh my god, there's even more. I mean, all this for a chicken. The homeowner keeps him pinned to the floor, pressing down on his chest to strain his breathing. Oh god. Roger grows tired and slips away into a calm and reassuring dark. The homeowner's analog grabs the grocery bags and carries them inside. It sets the bags on the floor and steals a glance at Roger. We have plenty to eat tonight. There may even be enough to store in the freezer. We'll need to dress and quarter it to see how much there is. Now close the door. I won't tolerate a draft. The homeowner's analog grabs the door and throws it shut. The goings-on of the house safeguarded from the eyes of prying neighbours by a door and some drapes. End credits. Oh. Well, that was very short-lived for poor old Roger. I clearly made the wrong decision. Mr. Roger here, apparently it is his house. I got a little bit concerned at first that maybe we were doing a bit of a home invasion with a nutcase, but clearly we're dealing with mimics. Right, we're going to skip this bit. And now we're at the decision point. Okay, let's go through an easy option and let her have the house. Keep the house. I'll take my car and head down to the station. Which car is that? The one I pulled up in? I didn't notice. The only one sitting on the driveway. But sir, that's my car. What in the hell? Oh my god. Roger turns just in time to see the car he calls his own reversing into the street. Look at that bitch! You come and bring back my car, you bitch! He sees the homeowner wave to him from the driver's seat and disappear down the road. Here, let me help you with that. Oh no, we're gonna get stabbed again. Oh dear. Roger tries to run after his car, Oh, look at him. She's reaching around and she's grabbing him by the waist. But the homeowner grabs hold of his shirt. Oh, Roger, run. She slips it off with one deft sweep. No, she's taking your shirt off. Roger spins around, trying to grab hold of his button down. He feels goosebumps forming on his arms as his nipples harden. What? Give me back my shirt. Yeah, it's cold. No need for these either. The homeowner grabs the hem of Roger's pants and yanks backward, knocking Roger flat on his back. The homeowner quickly slides off his pants and the remaining articles on his person. Roger lies dazed, with his head pounding from the collision with the porch. You can hear the sounds of rustling fabric and crinkling plastic bags. Roger wraps his arms around his head and groans. Please, not my chicken. The homeowner gathers Roger's things, glides into the house, and slams the door shut. Roger pulls himself to his feet. Oh, look at that dad-bod naked boy. He cups his genitals in his hands and tries to keep warm. He shakes from a cold. Oh my god, I'm not dead. There's more. Right, find help, seek shelter, wait her out, break down the door. Okay, I feel like breaking down the door is the wrong decision because she's got a knife and I'm probably going to hurt myself. Waiting her out seems dumb as well, because she's clearly a mimic, she's evil. We could seek shelter or find help. Seeking shelter? Maybe we should go find help. Driven by the belief he cannot resolve the house theft on his own, Roger runs off to find help. Running down the road, he spots a police cruiser on patrol. Fantastic, that's exactly what we hoped to see. Roger begins wildly flailing his arms and calling out for the vehicle to stop. The cruiser comes to a halt and an officer steps out from the passenger side. Roger sprints towards him shouting, attempting to explain his situation. The officer enters a defensive stance and draws his weapon on Roger. What? I'm just a crazy naked man running at you from across the road. You don't need to shoot me. Roger freezes in place, thrusting his hands into the air. Don't move. Hands. Let me see those hands. They're up. They're up. I'm cooperating. Suspect is uncooperative. Oh god, here we go. I'm cooperating. What am I a suspect of? Turn around. I said turn around right now. Roger complies. Walk backwards towards me. Roger walks backward toward the officer. Not so fast. Roger stops in a lethal game of red light, green light. Did I say stop? Roger does not speak, and he does not move. He does not want to alarm the officer. Come on, hurry up. Roger very slowly walks backward towards the officer. I said slowly, not slow motion. Pick up the pace. Roger does not hasten his pace. He's terrified of doing something that could be seen as threatening. That's it. The sound of the officer's thudding footsteps draws nearer to Roger. Roger hears cuffs being readied behind him. He feels a cold metal press against his wrists. The officer thrusts Roger against the hood of his car. Roger can feel the cuffs tightening further, cutting off circulation. Please, officer, I'm cooperating. The officer yanks Roger off the hood and steers him with the chain of his cuffs. The metal digs into Roger's wrists as he fails to anticipate the officer's movements. The officer pushes Roger into the back seat and slams the door. The officer quickly climbs into the front seat and jumps on the radio with dispatch. Roger's naked body wriggles against the leather in the back seat as he attempts to sit up. The officer brings his fist down on the car's dash. Keep it down back there. A few tears stream down Roger's face in the dark. This has gone terribly for him. Who would have thought that trying to go find help, running into a police officer, would have him naked and cuffed in the back of the car? The tears make him feel ashamed, but he cannot suppress how angry and helpless he feels. Please, someone has broken into my house. Look, we're passing by it right now. Just pull over. The old someone stole my house routine. Save it for the judge, junkie. I'm not a junkie, I'm a senior citizen and I need help. You don't see many elderly junkies, huh? What are you talking about? The officers sit in total silence as they cruise toward the station. Roger sits back and tries not to exacerbate the situation further. So you're telling us that you went out shopping and returned home to find your locks were changed? That's right. Then I started pounding on the door and some strange woman answered. Strange how? What do you mean? She stole my house. Right, but what is it that made her strange to you? How calm she was about it all. Acting like I was a perfect stranger and she belonged there. The officers glance at one another. So you found your locks changed and strangely calm and comfortable woman at the door? Yes, but she was in my car as well. So she left your house? No, she was in the house and I turned around and saw her driving away in my car at the same time. A pair of twins maybe? They were her. In the car and the house all at once. So, what happened to your clothes? She took them right there on the porch when I turned to see the car taking off. She slipped my shirt off, without you even asking? The officers snicker as they share a look. Bastards. It's not funny, I was assaulted. Sir, if a woman came up to me with a smile and asked for my clothes, I wouldn't report her. She knocked me down and ripped off my pants. Alright, sir, how much have you had to drink this evening? Not a drop. So you're telling me you tried to get into someone else's house in a confused state, thought you saw two of the same person and wandered the streets naked. But you haven't had anything to drink? That's not what I said, that isn't how it happened. You've already given your statement. All I need to know is how much you were drinking. Insist you are sober, confess to drunkenness. Well, I feel like this police officer's not really taking us seriously. So, if we insist we're sober, I think they're going to have us like commissioned or something, I don't know. If we confess to drunkenness, then we at least could maybe get out of here. Roger hangs his head in his hands. You're right, officer. I've had a few too many tonight. I don't know what I'm saying. It's alright, old-timer. Just be glad it's not dementia. I'm very grateful. Well, you can spend the night in your drunk tank and we'll release you in the morning. Thank you, officers. Roger spent the last few hours of the evening resting on his cell bench. It was rigid and uncomfortable, but Roger had learned to deal with the discomfort in the service. True to his word, the officer released Roger first thing in the morning. Roger received a pair of sweatpants from the lost and found to replace his jumpsuit. He had no phone or wallet and no idea what direction his house was in. What? How do you not know which direction your house is in? Surely you've gone to the local police station. He'd never been— oh, he spoke too soon. He'd never been downtown and didn't know how to find his way out. Oh, bless him. He focused on finding shelter and food. He spent each day meeting his fundamental needs. Has he not got any family? Or friends? Most passerby refused to look at him. The rest were too frightened by his appearance to speak with him. Everyone kept a safe distance from him. He faded into the crowds and entirely out of memory. End credits. Oh, what a shame. I mean, it's better than being stabbed to death with a knife and then eaten by these two mimic analog things. But he clearly has no friends, no family, nobody's helping him, he's lost his house, he's got no clothes, pretty much. And then that's it, he's just out on the streets and everyone ignores him like like homeless people, I suppose. Most people ignore them. What a shame. Right. Let's start again. Here she is, the bitch. Right, so if we let her have a house, and then maybe seek shelter. Okay, let's seek shelter. With no immediate means of retaking his house, Roger thinks it's best to find somewhere to rest. Yeah, we won't go to the police. We'll sit in that little shed round the corner and we'll wait and we'll take the law into our own hands. He takes off into the woods in search of shelter from the elements. Roger finds a grove just before dark. At its centre stands an immense hollow tree. Roger crawls inside and huddles against it. Ooh, this song's a bit creepy. Okay, carry on. Roger crawls inside and huddles against its bark for warmth. It protects him from the biting wind outside. As he settles into a comfortable position, his breathing slows and he drifts off to sleep. He wakes the next morning to terrible hunger pangs. He crawls out of a tree and onto the dewy forest floor. He scrounges around, looking for food. He happens upon a large growth of mushrooms. I wouldn't eat those mushrooms. Oh, I get the choice. No, we're definitely not going to eat the mushrooms. Roger wasn't sure if the mushrooms were poisonous or not. He didn't want to risk dying for a single breakfast. He let them be. But the fact remained, he was hungry. He set out for the edge of the forest at a brisk pace. I mean, I know you've gone all night without food, but you're not absolutely starving to death, are you? Skulking through the tree line parallel to the roadway to hide his nakedness. Oh yeah, he's naked, I forgot about that. As the forest thins, he ducks into alleys and hides behind garbage cans. He smells something on the breeze. It makes him salivate and clench his fists with an aggravated longing. Bright red. Something catches Roger's eye. A fire station. They might be able to help. I mean, I trust the fire brigade, to be fair. We're not going to go follow the scent of food, we're going to go to the fire station. Reason compels Roger to stop at the fire station and seek assistance. He knocks on the front door. The man who answers seems unfazed by Roger's lack of dress. Sir, is it possible the station has some clothing it could lend me? Or some food to spare? Got plenty of both. Come on in. Roger is given a baggy t-shirt with a monogram of a defunct company on it, accompanied by some ill-fitting pants. He relaxes, knowing he will not be charged with indecent exposure. Terry is in charge of lunch for the station today. He's got a pot of chili going. Might not be appetizing first thing in the morning, but it's what we got. I would appreciate some, thank you. The fireman nods and hurries back with a bowl of chili and a cold beer. Roger isn't normally one for beer, but it is dark and filling. So, if you don't mind me asking, what's got you out on the street with your pecker hanging out? I went out for groceries yesterday. While I was out, some woman broke into my house and changed the locks. I couldn't get back in and had to spend the night in the woods. But why was your pecker out? You like shopping naked? No, the woman had an accomplice who broke into my car while I was trying to get into the house. I tried to stop her from taking the car, but the woman in the house jumped me from behind. When I did, I took a bad blow to the head. She stripped me on the porch and her pal took off with my car. The fireman scratches his beard. Why didn't you go to the police? It was freezing out and getting dark fast. I didn't know how to find the station and she took my phone, so I just holed up for the night. Glad you made it. Awfully cold last night. Kinda makes it our slow season. I'm just glad I stumbled onto this place. The facade really stands out. You got any kind of documentation to prove you own that house? Of course, I have a deed and a safety deposit box, but I need my ID to get to it. And that bitch took my pants, with my wallet still in them. You think she's still in the house? Or took off in the car with a pal? She had no intention of leaving, I can tell you that. That settles it then. I'll get the blues on the horn and get this sorted for you. The fireman lumbers over to a phone on the far wall. A wave of relief washes over Roger, knowing a civil servant is assisting him. Still, the fireman's reaction to Roger's story troubles him. He doesn't want the fireman thinking of him as a crazy old man. Worse still, Roger worries he is a crazy old man and just doesn't know it yet. A part of him hopes the woman is still in his house to prove to himself that what he remembers happening really happened. When police arrive at Roger's residence, they find the homeowner barricaded inside the upstairs bedroom. Yeah! Get our house back! Raving that the house is hers, she's been there all her life, it's her childhood home. She demands the police get a warrant to search the premises, but she's unable to provide personal ID, proof of residence. Yeah, bitch! Get out my fucking house! Bearing no legal claim to the property, she cannot refuse them entry. They are unable to locate Roger's wallet, believing the homeowner has destroyed it. Roger's social security card and birth certificate are recovered from the premises, which he uses to acquire the deed from his safety deposit box. With the proper paperwork secured and presented to the authorities, Roger is permitted entry to his home. The homeowner is taken into the police custody. Yes! But what about the other one? There's two. Roger spent the next several years checking in on the homeowner as she was transferred between a variety of state mental institutions. He eventually lost track of her in the system. He nearly forgot about her altogether until his car was recovered. It was unearthed at a site in Nevada where BlackRock was breaking ground on the construction of a new housing complex. Roger put the car out of his mind. He didn't allow himself to worry about the homeowner. I mean, I gotta be honest, I would have moved house. I'm not gonna lie, I would have moved house, definitely. He kept his shotgun at his bedside and slept easy. Oh, fair enough then, that's quite a good alternative actually. End credits. We did it! We managed to get our house back. Wonderful. I can't believe we did it. See, going to the fire brigade, trusting the firefighters, that's how you do it. We had a lovely chili, a nice cold beer, and we managed to get our house back, no problem at all. And if that bitch turns up again, looking to take our house from us, we've got a trusty old reliable shotgun right next to our bedside. That'll deal with her. Right. Let's go into the house, and we're not going to turn around for the chicken. Let's see if we can fight this woman. Right, here we go. We're going to stand our ground. Yeah, look at that stern face. I'll get it when you're gone. Be sure not to leave too often, Roger. I have a habit of roosting in untended spaces. Roosting? Roger hears a car start up right outside. He looks out the window to see what's going on. The homeowner waves from the driver's seat of his car and disappears down the road. It can't be. Roger whirls around. The homeowner is no longer in his kitchen. He proceeds to clear the house, room by room, until he is sure she's gone. Roger spent the next few days gathering up every trace of the homeowner's presence and passed it on to the authorities. Doilies, table runners, oiled drape runners, candles. It seemed like she'd lived there for years, leaving things in odd places only someone familiar with the space would. It took Roger an additional half day just to rearrange her furniture. Thankfully, she hadn't moved in her own. Then, there was nothing left for Roger to do, except his grocery shopping. Roger, I would not leave the house. I would just order it to the door. He decided to have... Oh, I didn't read that bit. He decided to have his groceries delivered by a boy from the neighbourhood for a while. Good idea. He didn't want to leave the house alone. He started to feel silly about it after a few weeks passed, so he placed a call to the station following up on his vehicle's disappearance. The police explained they were unable to locate his missing car and had no leads. Roger bought a junker to handle his errands around town. He didn't notice the walk from his car to his house anymore. The only thing that worried him is whether or not he could turn his key when he got home. A shadow passes by the window. No, you're joking. End credits. Oh my god. Is it happening again? It seems like the best ending is to just leave, sleep in the woods for a night, ignore the mushrooms, and then go to the fire brigade. We kind of get a good ending by being stern and forcing her out the house, but she kind of disappears, and then her doppelganger, like the second one, the analog, drives off in the car again. Right, I'm going to leave it there though. I'm sure there's more endings. I'm sure there's interesting little tidbits worth replaying it for. So by all means, show some support to the developer. Check it out yourselves. I'll leave a link for it in the description. If you have any indie horror games or walking simulators or visual novels you'd like me to check out that you would recommend, then please drop a comment below. If you'd like to support me a little bit further, then maybe like and subscribe or check out another one of my videos. For now, that'll be it. Thank you all very much for your time. I wish you all the best. Bye bye.
Hello there.